A text, keep your phone, just 2 gigs of data, $20 a month, that's it. If you change your wireless provider, go to Pure Talk USA, grab your mobile phone, dial pound 250 and say Colin Coward. You'll save $400 a year. So the media missed on this one, not a surprise. It's remarkable to me. If you just watch sports, if you watch the games, we know what people are. Stop trying to convince me of something that's not true. We know what Baker Mayfield is in the NFL now. He's on his 4th coach. He's below average. He's one of the least talented quarterbacks in the league, except when he plays Cincinnati. If you look at his numbers against his entire career, 30 games against everybody not named the Bengals, he completes 61% of his throws, and his passer rating's 83. Since he's been in the league, the Bengals defense has sucked. It's terrible, and it's bad this year. Better than last year, but bad. We know what the Bengals are. They're bad. That's why they had the number 1 draft pick. When Baker plays the Bengals, he's amazing. 111 passer rating, 5-1. And every time he beats Cincinnati, we're like, oh, Baker. Did you watch last week against Pittsburgh? He was overwhelmed. Did you watch week 1 against Baltimore? He was overwhelmed. Stop trying to convince me what Baker is. He's not a bust, but he's darn close. He's not good, except against the Bengals. The story yesterday is Joe Burrow, who threw for 406 yards against Myles Garrett and that defensive front. Myles Garrett's the only guy in the league you can compare to Aaron Donald. He's it. You can't block Myles Garrett. He's the only thing in this league that looks like Aaron Donald. You can't block him. In 2 games this year, Burrow has been sacked 7 times by the Browns. Baker Mayfield in 2 games against Cincinnati's pass rush hasn't been sacked at all. Yes, the story is Joe Burrow, 7 games in the NFL, a bottom 4 offensive line. No Joe Mixon, no running game. One of his best receivers, also a rookie. No OTAs, no training camp, no preseason. The Bengals head coach, who knows if he can coach? Joe Burrow got into a gunfight and was sufficiently unarmed and almost pulled it off. You got to stop trying to convince me Baker's anything more than below average. That's what he is, except against Cincinnati. And in the time Baker's been in the league, Cincinnati's defense has been historically atrocious. So I'm not going to count the Bengal win and go, whoa. I'm going to go back 7 days to the Pittsburgh game and go, whoa. Or go back a month and a half to the Baltimore game with Baker and go, ugh. You are defined in this league not by wins. Who do you beat? Ben Roethlisberger's got a bunch of wins. He doesn't have enough over Brady. He doesn't have enough in February. That's where Brady's got wins. That's why Brady's the GOAT, because he wins in January and February. A lot of guys win in November and October. A lot of guys. Andy Reid won for years in September, October. He got Patrick Mahomes. Now he wins in February. And that defines you in this league. It's not about beating Cincinnati. So, and Burrow, you know, he went to the Tom Brady school of quarterbacking. After the loss, here's what he had to say.
You know, that's what I expect of myself. It's, you know, it's exciting, but, you know, I expect myself to do that every week. Ball in my hand at the end of the game, I'm comfortable and confident that I'm going to go down and make the play to win. Unfortunately, Baker was playing out of his mind and led that 2-minute drive after us.
Yeah. Yes, Baker is great against Cincinnati. He has been. For the record, virtually every quarterback looks great against Cincinnati. That is not news. It's not breaking. The idea, I mean, just say this out loud. If you live in Ohio, just say this out loud. Humiliated by the Steelers a week ago, Baker Mayfield went on to win narrowly against the Bengals. Does that sound like I'm supposed to be blown away? Or say this out loud. Working with a bottom 3 offensive line, a coach we don't know that's any good, with no running game, facing the second best defensive lineman in the NFL, Joe Burrow threw for 400 yards. Oh, by the way, no training camp, no preseason, no OTAs. Everybody got the story wrong. The story is, good Lord, between Justin Herbert of the Chargers, Kyler Murray of Arizona, and Joe Burrow yesterday. I don't care if they won. All I know is I watched those games. That is the future of the league. That, like, if you're the Chargers, you're the Bengals, Arizona. Don't live in the moment. Don't live in the. Arizona's not winning the Super Bowl. Okay, Chargers aren't winning the Super Bowl. Bengals aren't making the playoffs. But you talk about talent. And listen, I thought he'd be Tony Romo. He may end up being a lot better than Tony Romo, and Tony Romo will get Hall of Fame votes. Like Burrow he is a sensational talent, and he's really having an incredible, when you contextualize it and consider what he's dealing with, he is having an absolutely incredible rookie season. Blown away by Burrow. RecTech, more than a grill, it's a lifestyle built by grillers for grillers. RecTech with a Q.com, RecTeq.com. Some thoughts on the Steelers. As always, on a Monday, Trent Dilfer comes up. Colin right, Colin wrong. DeMarcus Ware, the former Cowboy, a Super Bowl champ, he's stopping by too. Live in L.A., it's The Herd. Fire the coach guy. I think it's just, you whiffed. It happens. Jerry, you're a billionaire. You're a smart guy. You whiffed. I think I'd clean house, and I'd do it by Thanksgiving. Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are, what's that going to change? Like, if there's a difference between empowering a coach and appointing a coach. So you're going to appoint another coach? Listen, if you won't empower Bill Parcells, what makes you think you're going to empower anybody? It's just not going to happen. They'll never win unless Jerry steps down from his role as the grand poobah of all things football and empowers somebody to make decisions. Like, as an owner, you know what your job really is to do? Write checks. That's your job. Yet Jerry is out there, the forefront of the organization, having post-game press conferences, being on a radio show, telling everybody about the team twice a week or whatever it is. I mean, circumventing your coach's authority at every turn. That's been the organization. That's the structure of the organization. And I just don't believe you win with that structure in place. Think about this, Colin. Just last week when they lost, right? Just last week when they lost to Arizona on a Monday night game, they lost to Arizona. The next day, players come out anonymously, right? Anonymously, and rip on the coaches. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have us prepared. Why do you do that? If your coach has authority, you don't do that, right? They don't have authority. So that is a direct pipeline to our owner. Oh, things aren't going well. It's not us, the players, it's the coaches. Like, at some point, really, hold your organization accountable, empower the people that you hire, give them the power to make a decision. And ultimately, whoever it is that's whining and complaining and being out there throwing anonymous quotes, you should fire that guy. That guy should get fired. By the way, your quarterback gets laid out and not one guy. Like, you want to talk about cultural, just lack of culture, lack of anything football wise. Your quarterback gets laid out and you just stand around and watch it. Like at some point, somebody got to throw fists in that situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not a condoner of violence, but that is baloney.
Yeah.
And that's that organization right now. And it starts at the top with Jerry.
Yeah. By the way, only about a minute left, Mark Schlereth. I watched Pittsburgh and Tennessee, and I thought, oh, they're going to play again. They're going to play again. Like, that is not the last time they're going to play. It's funny. The first half, I thought Pittsburgh, and I picked Pittsburgh to win. They rolled them. Second half, I'm like, oh, no, Tennessee figured it out. Vrabel's a very good coach. If they were to play again, would you still like Pittsburgh?
I would. I think Pittsburgh, just from an offensive standpoint, the weaponry standpoint, and also defensively, their ability to create pass rush opportunities, their ability to pressure the opponent's quarterback. I just think they're really good on both sides of the ball that way. I would give Pittsburgh a slight edge, but I'm 100% with you on Vrabel. Vrabel has taken so much from that Belichick tree, if you will, or that Belichick knowledge about the rules and how to circumvent and put guys in great positions and how to adjust, halftime adjustments and all those things that Tennessee seems to be able to do. I just really think he's a hell of a football coach.
Mark Schlereth, 3 Super Bowl rings. Good seeing you, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Likewise, man. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Yep, he was going to have the Seahawks-Arizona game. He got the Bucs instead. Wasn't quite the game, but you got Brady, that defense. I think right now Tampa's the best team in the NFL. Coming up next, I thought the media and fans really missed the story of Cleveland's win over Cincinnati. It's not Baker Mayfield. I'll talk about that, plus Colin right, Colin wrong, top of next hour on a Monday coming up. Seeing the check engine light come on for most people is bad news. Anxiety, stress. We're not car people, right? If you look on the road, when I drive to work, very few people have new cars. We're all dealing with something 3, 4, 5 years old. That's where Car Shield comes in. It is a warranty when yours runs out. They offer a wide range of protection plans. Save you